Oh my gosh, that was so epic. I think that's it. There he is. You guys ready? Let's pull it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh. Hey! And JB's on there! 600! 600! Yes! Yay! 600 mile time. That would be just. So here we are, back with the real supercharger. Okay, we are on the test track.
I'd recommend putting your head on the headrest.
Okay.
There he's ready. Nope.
Yep. Oh. Oh, there it goes. Oh. Oh, that never gets old either. We have the post-study production cars here.
Wait, what?
Yeah, oh yeah, you watch it.
Well, why is he gonna throw it?
I don't know, but we're gonna watch it.
Yeah.
Just use a sledgehammer. What?
Well, maybe that was a little too hard.
I'm Eric, otherwise known as Derek, here in Shanghai at Gigafactory 3.
Ballapalooza. It's like tricks.
3, 2, 1.
Will it wipe is the big question of the day.
Will it what?
Generic cornflakes.
Whoa! It's raining cornflakes! Oh. This is trippy. Look, there's nothing here. Welcome everybody. Hopefully everybody's doing well. Happy January 17th. The month is halfway over. Yikes. But in 10 days, we get to see the Tesla earnings call, so that'll actually be kind of exciting.
Yeah, that's going to be big news, I think.
Yes. Let me make sure we're good. Okay, we are good. So, as usual, we're going to go over some Tesla news, and then we're going to go ahead and just kind of open it up and talk with you guys, hang out, and see what you guys are thinking about some stuff.
Yeah, I think the biggest news of the week is we had a video on it earlier in the last week, but basically there's a potential that there might be a recall on the S and X. Every S and X made basically before March of 2018, and that's something came out the National Highway Transportation Safety Administration. investigated some complaints about the MCU 1 issues, which we've talked about for almost the last year and told you about how you can get it fixed or you can get it upgraded. But basically, they decided that, yeah, that is a potential safety issue because it can make it so you can't control the HVAC, can't always see the rear view camera.
Yeah.
And so they're suggesting to Tesla to do a recall on about 158,000 of those vehicles. And Tesla has about till January 27th to reply on that. And
Isn't that the same date of earnings?
Interesting, yeah.
Weird.
Very interesting. But anyways, Tesla will be replying on that. Hopefully they'll be doing some sort of recall. As we mentioned in the past, you can either upgrade to MCU2, but that's between $2,200 and $2,750, or you can get MCU1 replaced, but it's a much cheaper option now to just get the eMMC daughter board replaced for a cost of between $300 and $500. But Tesla did announce back in November that they've extended the warranty on because of the eMMC issues, and they've been covering that under warranty, even if you're up to like 8 years or 100,000 miles. So it'll be interesting to see if a recall does happen, that would extend the warranty, I believe, even longer. So it'll be interesting to see what happens on that in the next 10 days.
Yeah, I know Michael said it was a suggested recall. Will they do it? Well, we don't really know. They have to justify to the NHTSA if they decide against a recall. They have to justify why they wouldn't do it. My opinion would be it would probably just be a recall or something. Like, they would only fix it if you have the issue, kind of like they're doing now.
Yeah.
And maybe if you've already upgraded to MCU2 or if you've already paid to have it done, you would either be reimbursed if you paid to have it done through Tesla, or if you had the MCU upgrade, maybe you'll get credit for the amount of what they would charge just for the daughter board.
Yeah, and Tesla did announce back in November that they're going to be giving new details in February as to how much they would be reimbursing for those people who have already paid to have it replaced.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting to see. But they have to do something. They can't just... They have released a new software version which now gives more information, tells you that the memory is going bad. They have to do something because, while it doesn't necessarily prevent you from driving the car, it does take away some of the features, and I think they have to do something to handle it. And, you know, I don't know, though, if they're going to go the route of just providing that eMMC to everyone, or if they're going to say you have to upgrade to MCU2 if you want, especially because the MCU2 can handle the additional load that's needed for displaying all the Autopilot 3 visualizations.
Yeah, I know some people have messaged me and asked, will Tesla just reimburse me that $2,500 I paid for MCU2?
No.
I don't think so, because a lot more was with MCU2. It wasn't just replacing that daughter board.
I could see, you know, like $300 to $500, something like that, and cover part of that upgrade cost. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see.
Yeah. So
also, it'd be interesting, like you said, who gets it first? Are they going to do it like by age or by people who have the most miles or who's having the most problems? That's the problem right now, is it's really inconsistent depending on where you're going. Different people, different service centers are getting different answers. And a lot of times the service techs are saying, okay, we reformatted your memory, and that makes it good for another week or two, but then after that,
it always just comes back. Yeah. I would say probably going to go out to the people experiencing the worst problem first, and then probably eventually everybody. But I think they said it takes like 2 hours. 2 to 3 hours to finish.
But I hope none of our viewers were surprised by this news, because we've been talking about this for the past year about how it is an issue. It's not serious. There are alternatives, but it's nice to see that hopefully there will be a recall on that to get everyone taken care of.
Yep. Next up, we have word heated steering wheel on Model Y in China. No word on if it's coming to the U.S. yet. Supposedly it did. Somebody got some secret footage of a standard range Model Y that supposedly has it. I haven't seen it yet myself, but I will be ordering a heated steering wheel once it becomes available and try it and let you guys know if you can retrofit it. My guess is going to be no, because Tesla will probably have to do something on the back end like they would have to do for the speaker to work. It probably is not going to show up on the screen, which is stupid. I really wish Tesla would plug and play everything. They really should. If it senses it there,
if
like
it sees
a USB
the hardware,
device.
it should turn on. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like it did with the repeater cameras when we replaced the Autopilot 3 repeater cameras on the side. They just worked. It'd be nice if the speaker, the steering wheel, or other things worked.
Yep. We're going to have to pause for a quick second. Don pointed out the supercharger is off.
Oh, my goodness. See, I was adjusting my microphone, and sorry about that.
Yay! Okay, thank you, Don.
We have power.
Thanks
for that important reminder.
Yep.
Wow. How did we go this long without that?
I know, right? Okay, well, here we are. Thank you, Don. Next up, we're going to go ahead and talk about SX refresh. This is the hottest news. I mean, it's been hot for several years, but lately there's just been a lot of like little leaks, a lot of little things, a lot of everything.
Yeah, a little more details are coming out every week, and we did talk about that in the past 2 weeks or so, but a little more information. And for those of you who don't know, in Europe, they raised the price of the S and X by about £5,000 a couple months ago, and they told everyone that the orders are going to be delayed until, late February or March, and that's typical to have the cars in Europe towards the mid to late end of the quarter. But then we saw that U.S. orders were also being delayed, and so that's a little bit more suspicious. We also saw that the factory was shut down for 18 days, which is longer than typical, and while the factory should have started back up, we haven't seen any of those new cars produced yet. So it seems either they haven't started production back up on the S and X line, or if they have, they're building them slowly, and maybe because there's new processes and new parts to be installed.
Yep. But some other things we have, Autopilot 3.2. Yeah, that's been kind of found in the code a little bit.
In the code, there's been signs of Autopilot 3.2. It sounds like there might be new camera. There's an interior camera, just like the 3 and the Y have, so facing towards the cabin. Possibly also some new cameras or new sensors, maybe even radar on the side, on the B-pillars. And that's interesting because up until now, they just have the ultrasonic sensors, and we do have those cameras, but looks like there might be some changes there. And if you look online at the FCC website, you can see there's some new hardware there that's currently in confidentiality for 180 days since they filed it. So we'll probably be seeing those cars released before we find the actual details of those parts on the FCC website. But there's something new coming. Could also be that they're going to be using some new type of radar. We don't know about that, but there are some radars that Tesla has been testing which actually have very similar functionality to LiDAR. It's very fine details. So it'd be interesting to see if that is coming as well. Some of the other changes, maybe the S and X might finally be getting phone as key, which the 3 and Y have had all along.
And that was actually found in some of the code as well.
Yep.
That was very similar to 3 and Y, is now making its way to S and X. So fingers crossed, because I love phone as key.
Yeah, and also probably new headlights, which we've seen. The 3 and Y have gotten multiple versions of headlights over the years. So be interesting. It's about time for the S to get those updated again, because they haven't had new headlights since 2016.
Yep. Real quick, Matt, thank you for the $5 super chat. Really appreciate it. Said, do you guys think the spy shot looks like the repeater is larger? Maybe a fisheye lens?
It did look weird. I don't know.
I don't know, because I'm just, all my photos I take, all my repeaters are blacked out or have the carbon fiber shell on them. So I can't tell if it was like a reflection making it look a little bigger, maybe?
Or like a shadow or something.
Or like a shadow?
I don't know. So it's hard to see. But also depending on the angle, sometimes the camera lens, it's not 100% definite. I can't say for sure whether those repeater cameras were big or not. But we'll see. Hopefully soon. Also, besides the headlights, we're thinking they might finally get the horizontal screen, because in that shot, somebody did like zoom in on the picture, and it looked like it did have a horizontal screen. And we did see in Germany when they had one of the test cars there for Plaid, it looked like it definitely did have a horizontal screen on one of the cars there. And of course, we're always thinking that the heat pump will be making it to the S and X as well, because those are only on the 3 and Y for now. And we do know that the factory in Ireland, they lost the contract to produce those resistive heaters for Tesla. So it seems like Tesla is going the heat pump route, probably with all vehicles.
Yeah, but we kind of go into all this a little bit more detail and about S and X refresh in a video. Should be posted on Tuesday. But we go into a lot more depth on S and X.
More ideas we might have missed here too.
We're excited,
but
to say the least.
Yeah, but let us know in chat today or in the comments there on Tuesday. Let us know if you've heard of anything else.
Yeah, definitely. So next up, there was a tweet put out by TechAU. I follow him on Twitter. Definitely check him out. Long story short, Australia Model 3 order page now shows Made in China interior. And so this is a good indication that Made in China Model 3s will start to be exported to Australia and maybe some other regions. So
that frees up a lot more capacity for the U.S. factory to,
you bet,
ship those either into the United States, meet demand there, or other countries.
Yep, and this will just help increase what they can send out to Australia.
And also, shipping should be a lot quicker, I think, to get from China to Australia versus shipping them from California.
Yep. And actually, Tech AU is in the chat.
Oh.
Hey. He said, hey, that's me. Yep.
Good day.
Thank you. Good catch, though. Really appreciate that. It was a very good find on that. I'm not sure about that kind of interior. For me personally, I don't really care for so on here, you can see the wood kind of go onto the side door. I don't really care for that. Call me crazy. I just don't really care for it. I think it looks a lot busier, and I just liked how it was just kind of like one piece up there. But that's my opinion. Everyone's entitled to their own. Anywho.
But nice, yeah, so...
Definitely nice that they're going to be exporting those, though. Next up, so Tesla has a brand new solar inverter. It works with Solar Edge optimizers, so anyone looking at getting a solar system, you would most likely get their new inverter. Makes complete sense that they're integrating all that into stuff they make in-house.
And it's a nice looking box. It looks very similar. It looks very similar to a Powerwall.
Yeah, just like a little mini.
Or the Gateway 2, which came out a couple years back. So it looks like another little Tesla box. Says Tesla and it's white on the outside. So if you have them all on one wall, it'll be nice and matching. So.
Yeah, definitely.
But anyways, we don't know all the specs on that. It looks like they're going to have two different sizes, like a little less than 4 kilowatts and a little less than 8 kilowatts on those. But I don't think every new install, there's a bunch that have already been planned. They're not going to get those necessarily. But then since they just came out with it, I can see new plans going forward would be getting the Tesla branded inverter. So it's again just another way for Tesla to keep down costs because they're able to build those, internally, and they don't have to pay a middleman to build that for them. And
someone just asked what the inverter does.
The inverter basically just takes the energy from the solar panels and converts it I think it's from DC to AC, just so that it can power your house or go back to the grid.
Yep. And real quick, Tech AU, he was the one who had the screenshots on Twitter, said it's Australia, New Zealand, UK,
cool. So all the
JP, all getting made in China Model 3.
The right-hand drives.
Yep. And also...
It's like Hong Kong or something too, maybe? They're probably already over there.
Yeah, probably already. And Matt said, how does it look in white? So there's that.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I'm just not a huge fan of it. Maybe it's just because I'm used to the current ones. I mean, I haven't seen it in person, so there's that. Maybe I'll like it more in person, but my first look is meh.
Yeah, because there's a lot more white on the door in the current version, right?
Yeah, so I guess that's the other thing is, in the current version,
part of the door,
this panel right here is white. Now it's going to both be black right here, and then you'll either have the wood on top or you have this little white chrome piece. Yeah, it almost looks like it's the dull chrome.
I wonder if they did that because maybe if people had dirty hands and they were touching the interior part of the white door, it might show dirt a little more. But
yeah, I guess I could see that. I don't know. We'll have to see it when we see it. Jonathan, thank you for the $10 super chat.
Woohoo!
Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
No comment, but if you have any questions, just drop them in chat. Tech AU said definitely better in white. Yeah, it almost looks though it's not white like the dash. It almost looks like it's the silver like the end cap kind of thing. I don't know. Well, again, we'll have to just see it in person, but first look is meh. I just not super excited.
Tesla's changed stuff around the past because remember when we bought a 2017 Model S 100D in March of 2017, we got the white interior and the lower part of the dash was all white. But then by December, when we got a 75D, they changed it so the part was white and the lower part was black. So it's weird.
And now they changed it back.
And then they changed it back. So it's just they're constantly changing things. I don't know why, but
And somebody actually asked what it looks like in the U.S. So in the U.S. right now, it's like this. They have not updated anything here, so it's just all black right here, and then the top is all black. It doesn't have the wood trim or anything on the side door. And then here you have that white piece in the door, so you can kind of see. We'll put them side by side a little bit.
I'm sure though that it will be changing sometime soon.
You can kind of see the white interior look there.
Yeah,
I don't know. We'll see what happens. It just my first look was meh. It's not going to convince me to buy a new car. We'll say that.
Yeah.
Next up, we'll go ahead and jump right into a solar update.
Just a quick update again, because we don't really have that much cumulative data so far for the year because we started over. But basically, we got about almost 350 kilowatt hours this week. It was okay. We had 2 days though where the Powerwalls were charged up from the grid because Stormwatch was enabled. We had some really high winds for a couple days, and that took a lot of power off of the grid that normally we would just be able to power the house from solar. So if you look at the second graph, or go back to the first graph, you can see that some of those gray lines you can see in the middle there, those were higher because...
like Wednesday and Thursday.
Yeah, because Stormwatch enabled and charged the Powerwalls. But basically we still averaged about 50 kilowatt hours a day so far this week. For the year we've averaged about 43 kilowatt hours, and you know, that's still way below what our average will be in the summer, but it's working its way back up every day. The days are getting longer, so it's nice. We're generating more. Also, let's see if we have 73% offset so far for this year, and we're hoping to hit 100% sometime in March.
Yep.
And that's it. Quick solar update.
Yep. Quick news too. There wasn't necessarily a ton, but there's a little, and we're just gonna kind of open it up and talk and see what you guys have to say about everything. Right off the bat, I see Otis said Tesla raised the price of Powerwall again by $500.
Really? Again? Wow.
What is it now? I'm curious now.
I mean, they definitely are in demand.
They are.
But yeah, it's.
But at what point, like, I guess
they keep doing it because they have the demand there. But we know that one time they really had a long backlog. But I thought with all the production, you know.
Do I have to like fill this out to like see a price?
Maybe you do now. I don't know, but that's too bad.
I'll play around with this. Yeah. Anywho, bummer for sure.
We definitely enjoy them, but yeah, when they keep raising the price, I guess it makes it takes that much longer for to get your return on investment.
It certainly doesn't make it as beneficial. Let me make sure I'm not like... Yeah.
One thing, too, we had mentioned that a couple weeks ago our utility company changed it so our time of use hours were different. And we used to be able to export at part peak and peak rates for 12 hours a day. And now they've cut it back so it's only like 6 hours a day. So we've lost half of that ability. And by having the 12 hours a day, it made the Powerwalls that much more bang for the buck because we could charge our house or charge the Powerwalls and then power the house all during those expensive hours. And boy, if they're, with them cutting back, it makes it so it takes that much longer in the return on investment.
So this says 4 Powerwalls are 22,000, but it has the asterisks. There's some information on here. I just don't want like.
Do you have a multiple? Can you just do one Powerwall? It could be I know that sometimes they have like multi-Powerwall discount, or if you get solar with
No,
Powerwall.
I think it has to do with that's the price it's showing with the
gateway or
with the tax credit.
Oh, they're already deducting that out.
I think they're already deducting it out.
That's good to know. We did mention a couple weeks ago that the tax credit did get extended. So for at least the next 2 years, it's going to be 26%. So if you are getting Powerwalls and solar, or just Powerwalls by themselves, I believe you can claim that and get 26% refund.
So if it's $2,200 after,
divide that out.
It's probably like it's almost $30,000 for 4 Powerwalls then.
Yeah.
Wow. Yikes. Yeah, that's really expensive. 7,000.
Yeah, 28,200.
Yeah.
With that, So
yeah, right about 7,000. Exactly.
So about 7,000.
Our math
each.
works out.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's see. The Road to Mars said, "Where did you guys get the Tesla charger e-pump?"
This.
What was that? eBay.
Yeah, we should post a link for that.
There's actually going to be another video on those.
Because we did get a lot of questions on this.
Coming up.
But it is an actual V2 supercharger that was on display in a Tesla store. And we've opened it up. It has all the internals in there. We don't have the charging cabinet, so it doesn't operate as a real supercharger. But we can use it as a nice conversation piece.
Yep. Let me see. So Jonathan, who did the $10 super chat, said, so I'm looking at maybe May or June getting a performance Model 3, but if there is a refresh coming for Model S, would you go for a performance model or plaid of that model instead? So, I mean, we're a little different. Do I need a plaid S? No. Originally I was thinking we'll just get a plaid S because that will probably be the one with like everything. The new interior and the new exterior, everything. But if they can refresh it without plaid, I'd rather have that and get the extra range. Because we are getting some roadsters, I don't really need the S for speed. We have something else for speed. That being said, if you don't need the speed.
Yeah.
I mean,
but
the
other cars
performance is nice, but you can save a lot of money.
Yeah, the regular cars are still plenty fast. I mean,
You
they
bet.
still have a maximum speed of like 155 miles an hour, which you're really never going to be able to do. So unless you're taking it to the racetrack regularly, I don't think you really need the plaid version. But we do have one on reserve. But as Eric said, if another version comes out before then, we'll just get it without the plaid performance.
Exactly. Sorry, taking a drink. John, thank you also for the $5. Said I just renewed tabs on my Model Y in Minnesota, $75 electric vehicle surcharge. What do you think? It's an offset the road tax. So I think so. We actually have $50 here. In the state of Colorado, they tack on an additional $50 if you have an EV.
And I think in Georgia, I think it's like something like $200. And
Really?
I understand that, you know, the states have to charge to keep the roads maintained, but I don't like how it's a flat charge like that, because it has no basis on, you know, with regular cars that buy gas, it's charged like per gallon, and you can kind of get like the more gas you buy, the more you pay to maintain the roads. And they should do something like that with EVs as well, because, you know, I didn't drive nearly as much last year, but I still had to pay that $50, and it would be nice if it was more representative of our actual driving.
Exactly.
But one thing we brought up too, though, is that they can't really base it just upon your odometer, because you might do more miles out of state.
Yeah.
And so if you drive, you know, thousands of miles out of state and 200 miles in the state, it's like, well, if they charge you all of that tax, you might have been using it in a different state. So, I don't know. Be interesting if eventually they had like a nationwide tax, because then it wouldn't matter what state you were in, and then they could divvy it up. But yeah, we don't like it, but it's better than paying $200 like in some states.
True, but we have very high.
We have high registration fees. Yes.
I mean, give you an example. It can be upwards of $4,000 to $6,000 for the first year, and then slowly it gets down. But it's expensive to register a car here.
Yeah.
Let's see. Michael said, still waiting for my referral Powerwall 2 from a couple years ago. Hopefully they can start getting you those.
Yeah, you should definitely contact them, because
he's in Taiwan. I
oh,
believe.
well, yeah.
I believe it's Taiwan, right,
but
Michael?
I know that a while back they were contacting people, and I thought they had already taken care of all that, but I'm still seeing them pop up all the time. People have them for sale, or they're shipping them out. But yeah, I don't know about in foreign countries though. But they're nice. Hopefully you'll get get some word on that eventually.
Yep. Harold Noam, hopefully I said that right. Correct me if I'm wrong. I said getting a Model X with your referral link.
Cool.
Sweet.
Thank
you. Should I get FSD in long range or no FSD in performance? So we have an order in for a Model X. Also, we're doing the $100 gamble, as we like to call it, on that refresh. And I am getting a long range with FSD. To me, again, the performance is nice, but the long range is crazy fast as is, and I'd rather have more range than the performance on the Model X.
And one caveat on that, though, is that we currently have our orders in with full self-driving, but we were expecting, you know, Elon mentioned a while back that they might be coming out with full self-driving as a subscription. And we've talked about this back and forth of how much that would cost. But over the years, when we've bought all these various Teslas, we spent like something close to $68,000, I think, between $64,000 and $68,000 on Autopilot and full self-driving. And so if we had been able to get it as a subscription instead, even if it was several $100s a month, we would have saved money, because we do sell those cars.
Yeah.
You know, we're not keeping them but if you're going to keep the car for 10 years or whatever, then definitely would be a better deal to buy it outright than to do the subscription. But it'll be interesting to see once it comes out, and if it's $200 or $100.
Yep.
So we might change our order depending on the price if it comes out before then.
Definitely. Tom's Turbo Garage said, hi, fellas. Did you see the video Tesla posted on the 4680 battery on Instagram? The combo of the video and song is really great. I think that's the same one they tweeted, in which case, yes, it was dope.
I think, and the production of it, making the cells, because it looks like they already have it pretty automated now.
So speaking of that video, great segue. Thank you, Tom. What if they've been banking some 4680s
for months?
And we kind of talk about this in the video we'll post Tuesday. We'll go into a little bit here for you guys. What if they've been banking them and they have enough to sustain like 15,000 per quarter?
Yeah. And because I believe,
I mean, it's a good thought.
If that's the same video, it looked really automated.
It did.
And if you compare it back to when they were first showing like the 2170 cells or 18650, there was a lot more manual processes, and there was still, you know, shooting the batteries out. They sounded like bullets because they were shooting them out so fast. But there was still a lot of where people having to push carts around and do stuff like that. Or we saw when we did the Gigafactory tour back in 2016, we saw a lot of where they had like to move carts and stuff around.
Yeah.
So it looks like they've automated a lot of that. So that could be that, you know, maybe they're closer to having those ready.
Project Roadrunner, I think, is way further along than anyone in Tesla has hinted at.
Hopefully,
My
that's
take.
the case. Yeah.
Let's see. Aiden asked if they have a multi-Powerwall discount. I honestly don't know.
It would. I know that one time they did have a deal like if you did that or if you got solar and stuff, but that might have gone away.
Yeah. Michael said, rumor has it there's a new Powerwall with double the capacity, the same size. We've actually been hearing a lot about that for like a year, but nothing has really come of it.
That would be nice though, because you know, right now they have like, is it like 13.5 or so kilowatt hours. So it's way smaller than a car battery, and we do have 4 of those Powerwalls, but even then it's only about 52 kilowatt hours, which is almost half of what I have in my car.
Yeah.
So, and we've talked in the past too about like vehicle to grid or vehicle home. Maybe that's something we'll be seeing on the S and X, because we do know some of the Tesla competitors have mentioned they would have that kind of functionality where basically you could take power back out of the car to power your house, and that would kind of make it so you wouldn't need as many Powerwalls.
Yeah,
I could still see having a couple just to keep the house running, because if you take your car away, you still want the power on at the house. But if you could plug in and send some of that power back in emergency situations, it would be nice.
Yep. And real quick, Alan had a good point. You cannot get the federal tax credit for a Powerwall unless it is installed with the solar at the same time. You can't like install.
I think it's
I heard can't install Powerwalls afterwards.
Yeah, like if you get solar and power, you can't. But I think though, if you get Powerwalls by themselves without solar, that there's
then you can.
That you might be able to at least.
It might be a little weird. Make sure you guys check.
There's some weird situations, but yeah, the best thing is just to get them both at the same time. You don't have to worry about it.
Exactly, and actually, I did look it up just under the Powerwall page, and 5 Powerwalls is $41,000. I don't know why it said 5. I don't know. Can I edit that and just be like, show me the price of 1? Yeah. No, I did our house and stuff.
Okay.
3 is like 26,000. I don't know. There might be a slight discount just because you don't need to pay install but once.
Yeah, and you only have like one gateway and stuff, so that controls them all.
Yep. Let's see. Diego said, looks like the $100 gamble might pay off. Fingers crossed. But that $100 gamble is going to cost a lot more than $100 if they're right.
And the other thing, when we're talking about the $100 gamble and how we put in a reservation on both an S and an X, and in the past, if Tesla has changed the hardware, you're locked in at the old price, and if they change the hardware, you still pay the old price. It's possible, though. We did see when Autopilot 2 came out back in the end of 2016, they previously offered Autopilot at $2,500, but then they came out with a new, they switched it into Enhanced Autopilot and Full Self-Driving, which was $5,000, and they had to come out with a special version of Autopilot for your $2,500 you paid. So it's possible that if there's such a huge difference with the car that they won't honor that price lock-in. But if they do that, they're going to have to give you your $100 back. So really, it's not much of a gamble, because we're either going to get the car at a cheaper price or we're going to get our money back, and then we can reorder and pay the new price.
Exactly.
But hopefully we get the cheap price with the new car.
That's the ideal situation we're going for. James, thank you for the $5 super chat. Said, have you seen the Lucid commercials? Yes. You actually just saw one. Was it yesterday you were telling me? And so he said, I think it's too soon when they're not even producing yet, in my own opinion. No commercials, drop the price, thoughts.
I did, I saw one on the news. I was listening, I was working, and I had the news playing in the background, and I hurried up and flipped over, and I was like, wow, that is odd that they're showing the videos already, but at least they're trying to drum interest up. Take this for what it's worth. If I were them, rather than pay for commercials, make some viral videos. Yeah. It doesn't cost you, but the production, but you don't have to pay to air it anywhere. Put it on YouTube. Make some viral videos. Or do like Tesla did with the referral program. Tesla hasn't paid a dime on advertising. The issue is, I don't think Lucid should have a referral program until they actually have cars. But they could invite some YouTubers and stuff out there. Yeah. Hint, hint. And I think they have. You just won't answer my phone call, Lucid. What?
the F.
But anyways, we're talking with we're talking with other manufacturers, so we definitely are interested in seeing the competition that Tesla has.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's a way they can save a lot of money. And
you bet.
I can't believe these cars that spend millions of dollars on like Super Bowl ads when they can instead spend that and give millions of prizes away to referral owners, or, previous owners. So Tesla, I think, is doing it the right way.
I think there's going to be a huge shift in marketing, and it's just going to come down to having viral videos.
You don't need to pay for ads anymore.
I really think the era of having to pay for commercials,
at least not the millions of dollars,
is dead. My opinion. I'm also an influencer, so take it for what you will. Let's see. Somebody said, waiting for Derek to see my comment with Aptera car with the Tesla charger. It's a big deal. You bet. And actually, I have been talking with Aptera.
That's one of them.
One of them. And we have some stuff we'll be dropping soon with that.
Yeah, and we did talk about that in a couple months ago when we talked about how Aptera looks like they might be the first company that Tesla will be joining with to allow to use the supercharger network. So basically, it will have this. It will be able to use these supercharger plugs or cables. And
let me just go to their website.
If you look at their website, you can see in the U.S. version it uses the same plug in the U.S. And then they also did have a video. It shows that they have like the port that they use in Europe. The older Tesla one.
So if you go to Aptera's website here, and you can actually
also the interior looks very Model 3-like, where the screen looks very similar to a Model 3.
If you look at their photos, where is it? Boom.
That's
Tell me that.
That is a Tesla.
Is that? Well, you're not holding it. Just kidding.
Oh, sorry.
Can you hold it? Okay. Show kind of like the top. No, that's the bottom.
What?
There you go. The top part.
Oh, okay, the handle. You mean?
Yep. So if you look at that versus this, and the plugs, and the outlets, it's the same thing. Okay, I'm getting dizzy. We're gonna.
But basically, it looks like Aptera will be joining the supercharger, and I don't think we have to worry about them clogging all the superchargers.
Definitely
because
not.
I think they're going to be a lot lower volume in production. Eventually they might ramp up, but
Elon has always said
the
supercharger network is free for anybody to use, and patents are open, with the exception of if you are going to use it, he wants help building out the network, which to me makes complete sense. I mean. If they're going to use it, they should have to help build it out. And I think an Aptera collaboration is great. It's a great way to start.
And I think that what the amount that Aptera will have to pay will depend on how many cars they sell. So if they sell 1,000 cars, they're going to have to pay to put in so many superchargers. So if they sell 10,000, they're going to have to pay 10 times as many superchargers.
Yeah. Let's see. Some people were commenting what their EV bill is for a surcharge. $130 extra in Michigan, $100 in Illinois, Alabama's $200, Arkansas is $200. Wow.
Yeah, it's sad that a lot of these states, especially in the South, they seem to really penalize EVs. It makes it that much harder for the very big disincentive.
They do.
Maybe that'll be changing though in the coming years. We'll see.
Yeah. Sean said, "Do you think the vehicle purchase EV tax credit will be reinstated for Tesla? And if so, what do you think Q1 vehicle purchases will be eligible if tax credit is approved later in the year?" It's probably not going to be retroactive. That would be my guess.
I don't know.
But I mean, we don't really know.
We'll cross our fingers and
what's going to happen.
Anything could happen because
anything could happen.
We've seen in the past that sometimes, like with the install credit they have. So if basically a lot of you don't know, but you could add like 1450 outlets or 240 voltage charging to your garage or your house, and you could submit that on your taxes and get 30% back. And we did that once many years ago, and then it went away. We went ahead and we installed 3 Tesla wall connectors, and we upgraded everything in our garage, and we weren't eligible at the time because that tax credit had gone away, but then they brought it back retroactively, and then I was able to submit that the next year, and then we got like 30% back. So I think like 1,800 or something like that. So it's nice. So it's possible. Anything's possible. We don't know, but hopefully they will bring it back, and hopefully it will be retroactive. But who knows? Yeah,
fingers crossed though. Let's see. Diego said, "I wouldn't get it, but have you guys seen the space?" Oh yeah, we're good. I wouldn't get it, but have you guys seen the space on the 7-seater Model Y more than people thought? I have seen it. I still think it's pretty tight, and I guess you can get a little bit of extra space for people in the back. But at that same point, you're losing some legroom on that second row.
Yeah.
For me, though, if I needed a 7-seater, I would probably just get an X. Now, I understand, obviously it's not 100% feasible, but...
Might not be in everybody's budget.
I just think, from what I saw, it looks like if you're above, like, 5'5" or something, you're going to be hitting the glass.
Yeah, and it was interesting to see it was very narrow, because if you look and see on like the Model X, so these seats are actually the third row seating in a Model X, and you can see how the seat belts are side by side. It's kind of down near the bottom here.
Here,
but
I'll switch to this one.
They're kind of down at the bottom, but what was interesting, if you look on the third row,
yeah, they're stacked.
They're stacked, so it's that much narrower. So you're gonna, you're gonna be that much less room. So at least another inch or two less. So and also, looking at some pictures, people weren't even that tall, but it looks like they're. For taller people, their head would hit the glass or even the bar right in front of it. So, I don't know. If you have little kids, it's good, or really short drives. But definitely the X is going to have more room.
Yep. And correction on the name, it was Noam. Sorry for the mispronunciation. Not great with that. Let's see. Would you guys recommend the rear-wheel drive Model Y?
I think depending on where you live and what your needs are. Yeah,
exactly.
Or your budget. It's definitely a good contender. Only thing is, if you're going to be up north or where there's a lot of snow, you definitely would, I think, want to get snow tires if you're going to get the rear-wheel drive version versus all-wheel drive. Might not need as much.
Yeah, so I mean, here a rear-wheel drive standard range gets you 244 miles for $42,000. The long range gets you 326 miles for $50,000. So for $8,000, you get an extra motor and what is that? 30. That's about like 80 more miles.
Definitely, that's another thing too. If you're doing a lot of road trips, you're going to really want a bigger battery. The shorter car will still be able to do it most of the time, but you're just going to have to charge a lot more often and longer at each one of those superchargers. So, but it's still
our
definitely
first visitor tonight.
Yeah, it's still definitely a good car. But again, if you're never going to do a road trip, then don't need to worry about that. Or if you're in the South and you never get snow, then it may be the best choice for you.
Yeah, it's definitely not a bad choice.
To let you know, we did have an SR Plus Model 3 back in September of 2019. We bought that. We picked it up in Kansas City, drove it back. It got us home, but after a couple weeks, we're like, this. It's not going to work for us, so we went ahead and traded that one back in for a long-range all-wheel drive Model 3.
Yep. So. But would I recommend it if it works for you? You bet.
Yeah.
If we order a Model X now, do you think it would come out as the new one or out now or a refresh version? I would say refresh version because they're not making any now and inventory has been wiped. There was actually an internal memo that told employees, sales staff to basically liquidate all inventory S and X's.
Even
We've
the showroom
been seeing
models.
them disappear from showrooms. Yeah. I've been getting a ton of people sending me photos of like local showrooms, and it's like a 3 and a Y. Yeah. That's it. Some of them don't even have any cars in the showroom.
Yeah. But so one caveat though is if you order it right now and they call you tomorrow and say you can take delivery, that means it's going to be an inventory vehicle. Yeah. So you can either say yes and get the old vehicle, or you can say no, I want to wait another few weeks, and they'll put you back in the line, and then you can wait and get whatever. Again, it's not guaranteed when it's coming out or how much of these changes are going to be there, but if they call you up right away, you can just tell them you want to wait.
Yep. Let's see. Anthony said, if you had to pick between a Model Y and the Mach-E, which one would you pick?
The Model Y.
The Model Y, because Ford refuses to let me test drive a Mach-E.
Yeah.
Nobody, again, will return call. I don't know what it is.
But also, I think the Model Y...
But the supercharger network and everything, yeah.
And the Model Y is just much more efficient. It can go farther on the same size battery. And Tesla has that experience. They've been building electric cars for like almost 9 years now. I guess even longer if you include the Roadster. Mach-E's brand new. They're going to have some maybe initial issues. Who knows? It definitely has some different... amenities, but again, the supercharger network wins for us. And if you go to like a better route planner and try to plan out a trip in the Model 3, a Model Y, S, or X, and compare it to a Mach-E, you'll find that the Mach-E costs like 3 times as much to charge on a road trip because you have to use the more expensive Electrify America. You know, we should revisit that because I think Electrify America changed their pricing scheme.
Yeah, they did.
So we should revisit that and see if that's still the case. But at the time, they were 3 times as much.
Yeah. Matt, thank you for the $5 super chat. Said, did I miss discussion on the new battery vid on Twitter?
I guess we haven't.
Yeah. Well, we talked about it a little bit, but a bunch of people just said Tesla just posted on YouTube.
Video. Yeah.
So we're going to play that real quick. This is going to be a live reaction. Don't sue us, Tesla.
We're going to critique.
But I am going to turn off audio because they probably paid to use that audio, and I
if they have
can't.
music, yeah.
I can't have that audio. I'll get copywritten. It's no fun, trust me. Well, but let's go ahead and watch
can you turn
this
on
video.
Closed captions in?
I don't think there's any talking.
Oh, is it just batteries?
So anywho, there's a lot of machinery. Insert fun audio here.
They tweeted some of this out like several weeks ago, though.
Yeah, they just made like a really nice,
a longer version of it.
Yeah,
or is this a shorter version?
It's a minute
for Twitter?
long.
Because I saw that. It seems like I saw this a couple weeks ago.
This is their 4680 line. This looks banging right now. It looks full.
It looks
blast.
like it's producing batteries to me. So that's why it's like I think they.
And
have
you know what?
stockpiled
No. I have something we need to talk about when this video's done. Okay, it came to me. We got like 20 seconds left. Enjoy this.
I swear
awesome
I saw
battery.
this a week ago, though.
It does look cool.
It looks very automated. Yeah, see, that's where we're talking about, where it's moving around and stacking them, and they.
But these are the 4680s that it was showing. Those are all 4680s in those racks.
Yeah.
So they have plenty of batteries. Tesla, okay. Hold on.
And you got to think too, these cells are a lot bigger. So each car uses fewer batteries than they don't use like 7,000 batteries.
All of these racks have 4680s in them. Okay, new prediction, new change. Here we go. The new refresh is going to have 4680s from the start.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm crossing my fingers. I hope.
That's a lot of batteries there. They've got this thing up and going.
And I think, you know, was it Sandy Munro who analyzed, or he built a prototype to show how many cells it would take?
Yeah.
But it's not going to take the 7,000 or so cells like if you have the 18650s, because these are so much bigger diameter. You can get by with, I don't know if it's 2,000, 3,000, whatever, but they don't need as many per car now.
Yeah, and being that Tesla, Tom's Turbo Garage hit it perfectly. They're pushing that video everywhere. They're definitely trying to tell us something. Yes. Tesla doesn't do stuff without
That's weird.
a subliminal message.
That's suspicious.
So, okay, here. You know, I'm willing to put another $100 down on this, but I don't need another reservation. If I could bet on this in Vegas, I would do it. I would throw money at that, saying that the new S and X's are going to have 4680 cells.
And again, and we've talked about it in the past when we've given our predictions of what we think it might have. They might not necessarily have that new exoskeleton or whatever it is, the frame that requires, you know, the structural frame for the 4680s. It's possible they might just have a new, like maybe they can change the existing battery pan.
I'm fine with just a battery pack.
Redo the cooling, and they could do that, especially in the non-performance or non-plaid versions. Maybe they'll have those batteries. Because in the future, they're not going to be wanting to build the 18650s forever, and so if they can change the battery pack and so it was fit in the current frame of the Model S and X, then they can use that on all older cars as well, and they'll be able to, you know, you might be able to take your old S60 or S85 and add a 4680 and maybe upgrade it to 100 or 120 or something like that someday in the future.
Yeah.
Because there are companies, third parties that do offer battery upgrades, so if you do have like a 60 or 85, you can upgrade it to 100 by using a battery they get from a totaled car.
I'm like 20 minutes behind, so we're going to speed round some questions. Rich, do you think I should buy a Model Y now or wait for the refresh like they have in China? To be honest, I would buy it now. I don't really see...
Not huge things.
The biggest thing we've seen so far is the door insert.
And maybe
because supposedly they have the heated steering wheel now.
Yeah, supposedly.
I would buy one now. John said, I see someone's been sipping the Tesla tequila. Bottle looks half empty. No.
We haven't had it in a few weeks, but we did do a live taste test several weeks back.
We're still up to here. We're good.
We've consumed about $28 worth of the Tesla tequila so far, which is equal to 2 shots.
I think we're still good. You know what, though? When Tesla releases the refresh, we'll go live and I'll take shots.
We can do another one.
We'll do shot skis. You down with shot skis? Oh, we just got rid of the skis.
What? Okay.
Shot skis, you put shot glass on a ski and everybody does it at once.
We don't have skis anymore. Donated.
Yeah, okay. Let's see.
We're going to put them on the skateboard.
Yeah, there you go. You can buy Lucid stock now through another one. They have a factory, unlike Neo and Xpeng, worth $100 billion and no factory. Yeah, kind of odd. I agree. Let's see.
What time are you at?
For some reason, my time's disappeared. But Gino said, great Tesla coverage. Thank you. We have 2 Powerwalls, 2 in California after a year of getting solar and able to get the federal tax credit. Declined from 30% to 26% after long lead times, ordered in 2019, installed in 2020. Wow. Let's see. A lot of people were spamming in the chat that Tesla just put up the battery video. So maybe we'll just...
Seems suspicious. And you know what? If they're doing that so much this weekend, maybe we're going to hear something this week. We thought we'd be hearing something last week or seeing some changes on the website. But, you know, if they haven't started producing cars and parking them on the lot yet, that's why we're expecting something any day now.
Yeah. Jeff said, hello from Boulder. Welcome. Hey, Boulder. Just up north.
We saw the Flatirons earlier today.
Yeah. Question for you. Somehow I got a scuff on the black plastic of the bottom of a Model Y near the back passenger door. Are there any products for fixing this or masking this? You could try something like a plastic renewer. I know this sounds crazy. Google it before you try it. I've seen people with like discolored black plastic take a torch or like a blowtorch and just very quickly go over it, and it makes it look brand new. Again, though, do some research on that method.
It's kind of scary.
But maybe potentially you could sand it down and then try that. I don't know. I'd be careful.
Back to, see, KK said this video was posted before. I know, I've seen that video, like, I saw it like 2 or 3 weeks ago because there were some job openings that they posted, and this video was posted with that. So that's not a new video, but I think they're just putting it in more locations where people didn't see it before.
Yeah, they're really pushing it out, which is weird. Jason said, would you recommend an SR Plus in New York City? I drive mainly 30 to 40 miles a day, if that, maybe 1 to 2 road trips a year for 900 miles from New York to Tennessee.
I think it'd be fine. It's just on that road trip, you just might have to stop a little more often or charge a little longer, but it should be fine, especially around the city.
Yeah. Let's see. Kat said, per my Tesla advisor, I can confirm the X is getting a refresh. The question is when and what. I mean, the big question is when, because we've been hearing refresh tidbits being dropped for 2-3 years now. 3 years.
The thing I hate, though, is I'm hoping they don't do it quarter by quarter and, like, they released something, because we saw it in the past in 2019. We went and we knew Autopilot 3 was coming out because we saw the codes on the website, and we ordered, and we got one of the very first Model X's with Autopilot 3 hardware. We were very happy for a week, and then the next quarter came, and they came out with the Raven model, and so we missed out on that. So I'm hoping that they don't, you know, trickle it out and change a couple things, and then 3 weeks later they change everything else. But you never know.
Let's see, just trying to go through here. Oh wow, I'm back from when you were buckled up still. Okay, I'm gonna jump ahead a little bit. If I miss your question,
I'll
just drop it.
Say one really quick while you're looking. But I saw Matt was asking if we're getting a Cybertruck. Yes, we do have 2 Cybertruck reservations. We're only going to be getting 1. Originally, we reserved the dual motor version, but then we heard that, because originally that was supposed to come out first, but then they later said that the tri-motor was going to come out first. So we do have reservations for both, and we'll just hopefully get the tri-motor since it should be coming out first.
Yeah. Let's see. A lot of people were saying, like, Electrify America's like last resort for charging and everything. I agree with you there.
Compared to the Supercharger network, there's just...
and how it costs so much and everything. Yeah,
I mean, they did change their prices. I think it has gotten cheaper for some and in some states, but in some places it's gotten more expensive for some users.
Yeah. Let's see. Someone said that's their test line for the 4680. Or their test line for the 4680 would be top 10 factories in the world. I mean, this doesn't look like a test factory to me.
I don't remember the numbers.
That looks like a full-blown factory.
I don't remember the exact numbers, and I could be wrong, but it seems like when they mentioned the Gigafactory, isn't it like 35 gigawatts or something of batteries per year? But I thought the Roadrunner was like 10. So it's a third of the size of the Gigafactory, or those numbers might be exactly right, but it's something like a third of the size of the Gigafactory production.
Yeah, I mean, like, watching
which is still huge
video,
because the Gigafactory makes as much as like the entire world. So if they're a third of the size of that, that's still pretty good.
Yeah. Let's see. Otis said, did you see the out-of-spec motoring cannonball run with the Taycan and how EA Chargers sucks? I haven't actually seen that video. I heard about it, but I haven't seen the video.
And I heard they beat like the Tesla record. They went but I think there was a lot of speeding involved.
I mean, so this is the thing, is a cannonball... I don't really look at that as a measure for the quality of EV, because I might be able to charge faster in a Tesla, but if you're doing 150 when I'm doing 100, you're going to get there faster.
That's what you should do, is you should do a test and drive the same speed, and everybody can go the same speed. And we've done that with 2 Teslas. We've done road trips in a Caravan, and we can see how we recently did a trip with an S, a 100D, and with an all-wheel drive long-range Model 3. And depending on the, they have different size batteries, but sometimes the S was finished and it could have gone first. Other times the Model 3 was faster, but that also depends on if it's a V2 or V3 supercharger. But we did go the same speed on that at least.
Yeah. Let's see. Somebody asked, what do we think if Tesla could add passenger seat memory? That would be kind of nice.
I've heard about that request, That
would actually be really nice. I would think they could do that. It doesn't seem like it'd be that hard. I know. I would think they could do that now, but I'm not their team.
Yeah, I see Alpha Moderna was asking, do you think they'll announce it during the earnings call? We do think that, because that's coming up, and there's that date, the 27th, has been announced for 2 or 3 different things here. And
but with Tesla pushing all this out, today's Sunday, what if it drops tomorrow?
It could be, but then they wouldn't have that big bang, there on the 27th. I mean, they're definitely going to have their big earnings calls and stuff like that. It's still good news, but be interesting to see.
I mean, the earnings call is already going to be huge for them. Why not separate out the new SNX refresh and have 2 big events?
Yeah. Just keep staying in the news.
Double,
headlines that much longer.
Just keep playing that newsreel and not have to pay for advertising. Let's see. Jason said, I know Elon said Model Y and Giga Berlin would have the first structural change since the battery pack will be merged with the rear casting. Yes, but he didn't say...
That's for the Y,
Yeah, he didn't say that the Berlin Model Y will be the first to have the 4680s, did he?
Yeah.
Because what if they do 4680 in a pack
without changing,
without the structural part?
That's what we're wondering.
That's weird that they released it right during our live stream too. Do you think they're watching? Probably. Hi. Okay, so let's see. Chris said, is it true that if you upgrade via a third party to a bigger battery pack that you lose supercharging? I haven't heard that.
I haven't heard. I have heard, though, on some of those who do the third party, it's that what I heard is those were cars that had been totaled and had supercharging was removed from them, and then they went to the garage and had them turned back on. And in that case, it was removed. So I suppose it's possible that they could take it away, but I don't know. It'd be nice. At one time, Tesla did say that they would offer battery upgrades, and so I think eventually they will offer that once they get the capacity online.
Yeah. Danny said Tesla tequila shots on Q4 earnings day. If they're good or bad, they're gonna be good. I can already tell that. So yeah, shots.
We're gonna need another bottle.
we got more on the way. Let's see. Sean said, is there a way to tell if that video was sped up? Line speed is crucial. That is a good question.
Yeah, it does look really quick. Yeah, stuff is really.
But like, so I'm obsessed with like how it's made. I loved watching that TV series, and now I watch it on YouTube all the time. And some of those lines, like the Coke line and stuff like that, literally is so fast you can't even see it with the naked eye. I don't think that these are sped up, probably, because part of it, like right here, this part you can tell is relatively slow. These look like they're just flying. So, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if this was like all real time.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. I'm super excited for this, though.
I see Speed Limit Reviews is asking if we would upgrade our Powerwalls if they make them with 4680 cells.
Oof.
Maybe. It depends on the price, for one.
Well, I want to make sure that if we exchange these out, I want the new one signed by Elon, JB, and Strauss.
That's a problem.
Which is going to be a little tricky.
That's probably not going to happen. But maybe we could swap out one of them. We don't necessarily need to swap out all 4 of them.
Yeah.
But we do have one that's not signed, so that would be the one that would maybe get replaced. Or we could just add to our system and put it someplace else.
Yep. I see a couple people saying hello. It's their first time here. Welcome. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and bell, because there might be some groundbreaking videos soon.
Yeah.
I still think there's potential this refresh to drop tomorrow.
Sometimes we go live whenever there's cool news that happens right away, and if there's new products to test or talk about, we'll go live every once in a while, so you definitely want to be notified of that. But yeah, welcome here. Again, if you're the first time, we typically start out with some Tesla news, and then we open up for questions and answers, so if there's anything you want to know, just drop it in the chat there.
Yep. And if for some reason we miss your question, and sometimes it happens. It just like will refresh and bump us to the bottom. Just drop it in chat again, and we'll try our hardest to get to it. Dan said, any idea what happened when Elon tweeted that Plaid S is delayed because it was getting too complicated? I mean, wasn't that like a year ago?
I don't know. Because I don't remember anything recent on that.
Yeah, I think that was like a long time ago. So maybe they uncomplicated it or fixed their complications, and now we're ready to go. Super excited. I think I'm just more excited to finally have a Model X back in the family.
Yeah, it'll be cool.
I'm very excited
I just
to
hope
get
that
a
has
Model X
enough
back.
changes that we'll go through with the purchase there. Yeah.
I guess
And
I
we're
shouldn't
gonna-
get my hopes up.
We're going to move some things around because basically now we have 2 S's to 3 and a Y. And so we're missing out on that X. So we'll probably get rid of one of those S's because we don't need 2 S's anymore.
True. There's a lot of garage changes coming up. So
Yeah,
if Diego's still here,
surprise.
here's a little
Sneak peek?
sneak peek. There's a lot of garage changes coming up. Let me pull something up real quick. I tweeted something out earlier and also put it on Instagram and everything. But long story short, there was sex in the garage. Plus a little baby Tesla. Apparently somebody gave birth. Anyway, this is actually not our garage.
But our cars are in that garage for some reason.
But 2 of our cars are. We have been having to clear out our garage for some things happening.
So subject of some future videos.
Coming soon. But there's your little like sneak peek. Anyway, though, that it was a great post. I was super happy. We came up with a great caption. Loved it.
Yeah, and I see Resilience is asking about the Infotainment Center recall. Yeah, we talked about that at the beginning of the video. We said there's like 158,000 Model S and X which were built. The recall dates weren't quite right because it said like all of 2018, but it's MCU1, which was built before like March of 2018. So we talked about that, and it'd be interesting. Tesla has until January 27th to reply on that, so it'll be interesting to see. Hopefully they're going to do the right thing and basically upgrade everybody with the eMMC chip, or give some good discounts on getting the MCU2 upgrade.
Yep. Let's see. Matt said, I want a Cybertruck, but my impatience also wants a Refresh S.
Buy both.
I feel that. I feel that. I'm right there with you, man. It's going to be a hard one because we have a Cybertruck. Okay. We'll run down with what cars we have, what we have on order, and what's going on. We have 2 S's right now in the garage.
Yeah.
Well, one's at a friend's garage.
At the other garage, yeah, but whatever.
We currently have 2 S's, the race car Model 3, a Model Y, and also David's mother just moved back to Colorado.
It's kind of still in the family.
Still in the family, and it's a silver Model 3, so it's one of them
Very
rarity
rare.
ones. And then we have 2 Cybertrucks on order. We'll probably only take delivery of one, but I ultimately want the tri-motor. So if the dual motor comes out first, I'll take it, and then once I can get my hands on a tri-motor, I'll sell the dual motor, keep the tri-motor. We have 4 Roadsters set to be delivered. We're probably just going to keep one, sell the others. Yeah.
Taxes on the Roadsters are expensive. That's why we can't afford to keep all of those.
It's going to be nutty. So we got to be careful there.
It's like a price tag.
And then we have a Plaid S reserved, along with, we did an S and an X refresh potential, $100. What was that? About a couple weeks ago.
Yep. So a lot of reservations, but we're not going to keep all of those.
Just do it.
Woohoo!
Thank you. Thank you, Tom's Turbo Garage. Really appreciate the $10 super chat.
Thanks
Said,
again.
you guys are so great for doing live stream. Everyone I know is tired of hearing me go on and on about Tesla and EVs in general, so I need this each week.
Yeah, we have fun.
You and me both. I'm sure my coworkers get tired of it.
Yeah.
Because literally they probably come in my office and on my screens I'm working, and then I also have like the Tesla stock price and other stuff on there. So I'm sure my coworkers hate it as well.
Yeah, but we have fun spending time with our viewers and stuff, and helping answer questions. I know, especially in this day and age where you can't necessarily go into a gallery, Tesla gallery, and talk with an employee, or you might not feel comfortable. We're definitely here for you if you have questions. And sorry if we can't get to them all in chat, but we're trying to, and you can always email us if you want to send a question in advance.
Yeah. Let's see here. Someone said, how are the snakes? The snakes are great. It is actually going to be dinner time after this, so I unfortunately won't be able to bring them out.
I see Amy messaged me, and she's like, oh you're avoiding answering the real question, the important question.
Oh, what is it? What did we miss?
Which one will be red? We know she loves red Teslas.
I mean, right now, only
You don't
one
know.
S.
You don't know. One of the Roadsters might be ready.
So no. Okay, I definitely want to get one Roadster. So this is where maybe we're gonna have to
Get one
keep
of
two
each
Roadsters
color,
for a
maybe.
little while.
Maybe.
But I definitely want to get one Roadster in that like burnt orange that was unveiled,
It's close
and I
to
also
it.
want to get one Roadster in white. So maybe we'll end up keeping two for a little while, but that's gonna be really expensive. So we're gonna have to cut one. We'll have to
To
figure
pay
that
the
out.
taxes on both of them.
I know. So we'll figure that out when the time comes. But they'll definitely be like that burnt orangey red one. I mean, that's close.
That's the one you rode in, right?
Yeah, it is. Yep.
At the unveiling.
Matt said Plaid S was originally scheduled for last year, so I still think Elon might be pulling our leg on timelines. Can you imagine, though, if they literally got it 11 months early, pretty much? That would be amazing. Let's see. Chris said, do you all think the inside is staying the same in the refresh since the FSD beta testers see screen updates to make room in the current setup screens? I honestly think they're going to go horizontal screen, some more futuristic linear vents. Hopefully they still have an instrument cluster behind the steering wheel.
Also,
we've talked about that a while.
Although I think that if they do go with a horizontal screen, I don't know if they necessarily would add more stuff. It might just be bigger.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So bigger map or a bigger visualization, but I don't see them adding other columns of stuff because there's more space. They'll just, you don't want to fill it up with extra stuff.
Exactly. But I would hope to see a big interior change. Alan said, do you think your new X will retain the Falcon doors? That was a lot louder than the other one.
That's weird. Thanks, Jamie.
We'll get to the super chat just 1 second. Let me finish this. If Tesla removes the Falcon Wing doors from the Model X for the refresh, I'm canceling.
Yeah, we've talked about
call it
that
out.
because we talked about this earlier when we were filming another video. But basically, it's like the Model X, the Falcon Wing doors make the Model X. Some people love them, some people hate them. That's what we were talking about. Will Tesla ever come out with like a van or something that has the additional, capacity for passengers, but without having the Falcon Wing doors? Maybe they will.
Yeah. Jamie, thank you for the $10 super chat. Really appreciate that. Said, what are your range estimates if the refresh S and X have 4680s? What did Lucid say? $500 or 500 miles?
Yeah, I think it would have to be close to the 500 miles.
Elon likes competition like that. When Lucid dropped the price, he dropped the price.
But also, too, the Plaid is like 500 miles, isn't it? If you could pull up the Plaid really quick. But I would think that a non-Plaid, I would think would have even more range because it's going to be more efficient because it's going to have the more efficient motors.
So
I would
go to Tesla's
more than
website.
500. But you also know, too, like the Roadster is supposed to have 600.
Yeah.
So somewhere, I would say it'd be between 500 and 600.
So if we look at Plaid, 520 plus.
Yeah. So I would hope that the non-Plaid
I would say non-Plaid almost 600. Maybe more.
I would say 550, but we'll see.
550. Okay, we'll take either one of those.
But again,
numbers.
the caveat again, that might be considering the new, frame. If they're just adding batteries to an existing battery pack and changing the battery pack, they're not going to have as much room perhaps for as many batteries. So
the weight savings.
It could still between 400 and 500 until they come out with the new frame.
Yep. A couple people said we'll have the sexy garage. We had it for a short while.
Yeah, very short while. Did we? We had the Y.
No, we didn't get the
there was
Y
no
yet.
Y. So
we had sex lineup for a while.
Yeah.
Cars.
We did not have the X when the Y came out.
So we'll have that lineup back, which will be nice. It's a lot of money to spend for a meme, but we do what we got to do.
We need to take advantage of that and do some TikToks and
somebody
stuff.
has to do it.
We got to get
and
the
we have volunteers.
Yes.
But yeah, let's see. Someone asked, do we think Tesla will be upgrading the Powerwall soonish, thinking of getting solar and batteries soon? I mean, we've been hearing that a new Powerwall with more, not necessarily more batteries, but different chemistry potentially, and it's pretty much the same form factor, but a higher capacity. But I mean, based on the fact that they've been raising the price and they can't even keep up with demand, they're several months out. I honestly don't know.
I don't think they have to right now. Unfortunately, it'd be nice if they did upgrade it because it's been out this for like 3 years or something like that. But also, right now the Powerwalls use the 2170 cells, right?
Yeah.
And those are built at the Gigafactory there in the Reno area, and they're churning those out. But the 4680 cells, those are going to be in short supply. And so I don't think they're going to be able to put 4680 cells in a Powerwall anytime soon.
No, I don't believe that quite yet either.
So like you said, maybe an increased chemistry or different
Yeah.
chemistry, maybe they can bump it up a little bit, but I don't think they're going to be doubling the size anytime soon.
Yeah, and I mean, Elon has always tried to make sure that Powerwall line isn't battery constrained, but clearly Tesla is still battery constrained, I would say, at this point. So I think the cars will take more of the batteries, and that's going to be kind of priority 1, and Powerwall's priority 2. That'd be my guess. Jeffrey said, what's the fate for the Model 3 race car? Working on some videos, but there's a lot of planning that needs to go into
waiting
these.
on some equipment and some other stuff, but coming hopefully
it's taking
soon.
a long time, and it looks like the video might end up costing like $5,000. So
yeah, and
I'm trying to figure that out.
We were hoping to have this back in November or December. But
oh no, I'm talking about something completely different.
Oh, but I mean just the delays on stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
I know what you're talking about. Oh yes, but okay, I won't tell Diego. But yeah.
Anyway, there's some equipment to show off as well.
Yeah.
And I really want to show it off on that car. One of the things I just got right here, and then I'm still waiting on some things. There'll be some Model 3 race cars soon. The issue is in the winter, I can't really drive it too much. Those tires are barely street legal, mainly track oriented, and anything under like 50 degrees, I just don't like to drive it.
Like today, you drove it when we drove, and it left like tread marks on the cement or the driveway.
I mean, I was having a little fun with it on the way over, but
warmed it up a little bit.
Yeah, I had to warm up my tires, guys. So, but yeah, there'll be some more stuff coming with the 3. It's so much fun to drive it. It really is. It rides on rails. Let's see. Jenny said, I have some women friends who are always talking about getting refreshed. I mean, hopefully they get a Tesla refresh too. Let's see. Michael said, if you made an elevator shaft in your garage to lower them underground, you would automatically be badass.
I looked at that.
Not a bad idea.
I looked at that once at a previous house, but because it was built on a hill and it would have been easy to put another level down there and go in. But never mind. I don't want to. That would have been nice.
What if we put a giant turntable in?
I suggested that as well.
Yeah,
not as practical, but
I mean, there's a lot of fun we could have with this. But actually, I don't know. I don't want to like oversell.
I think in Garage 1, we might be able to put in a lift, because I know that our neighbors at one time, one of our previous neighbors had a double-decker garage, even just within the regular, they had a short car or whatever, and they were able to drive it in, and they could do ramps and put another one on top of that. So,
I mean,
not the same as having a whole elevator. That'd be nice.
Maybe. I didn't win the lottery yet though, so they got.
Oh yeah, we need to buy some Mega Million tickets. Yes.
I'll put that on my to-do list. Sorry. Yeah. Sean said, the real question: why don't you have FSD beta? You know what, Sean?
Oh.
Agreed.
Everybody needs to tweet Tesla and tell them that Eric's straight Tesla inventory needs to have full, because we currently have the S, the 3, and the Y that we could be testing.
Don't put it on the 3, please. I don't want it on the 3 because it limits when I can drive it, because I can't drive it in the snow.
In the cold,
so put it on the Y and the S, please.
Yes, and we have Autopilot 3 on those cars, so we would definitely be willing to help test that out, especially winter driving here in Colorado.
Yeah. Alan said, do you think Falcon Wing Doors is going to stay on the Refresh X? We kind of hit on that a minute ago, or a little while ago. If they don't stay on the Refresh X, I'm going to cancel my order.
Yeah, and I think they would have to call it a different model if they got rid of it.
An X is not an X with normal doors or different doors. And they have spent so much money in R&D. There you go. Do you want to do that?
No, that's okay.
Okay. They have spent so much money in R&D and perfecting those doors to just throw them away.
Yeah, they've gotten better over the years. When they first came out, back in 2016 or so, they were having some problems, but they've done a lot to improve those over the years, so I don't see them throwing that out.
Oh, Amy said she hears Montana doesn't have extra EV charge for tags.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, good to know.
They should get another one.
Oh, yeah. That's funny. Michael said possibility of raffling away one of the Roadsters. I would say probably 0. But I have a good rationale for this. And I've been asked this a lot. And if I was given the car and didn't have to pay anything for it, I would totally do it. But in the great US of A, when you win something like that, you have to pay income tax basically on it. It's basically counted as income, like if Tesla just gave me $250,000. So each car that we take delivery of is going to be almost $100,000 we have to pay in taxes. So if I did a raffle for one, it would cost me $100,000.
But also,
that's a lot of money.
But also, with that being said, if the channel grows enough over the years, we definitely are hoping to share that.
So I mean,
and perhaps one of these days,
we've talked about, and it has been thrown around a lot, the possibility of giving away an SR Plus or something like that, Model 3.
I mean, it's not a roadster, but it's
not a roadster, but it's still a free car.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of legal things that go into it, and so it's going to take some time. But eventually, I want to give like Teslas away. I want to be like, I want to be like the David Dobrik.
Yeah,
and or like the Mr. Beast.
And we've been contacted by some places offering Teslas, but they wanted a little, I don't know.
Be careful what you say.
Yeah, but basically, it would be nice if we could just do it ourselves. So we're still considering that sometime in the future, but it's not going to happen.
Oh, I see what you were trying to say. Yeah, so some people have like reached out and they do like raffles for Teslas, and they've asked if I want to work with them. But I don't. I have issues with some of those because I would like to see more of the money raised go to the charities rather than into a bunch of other people's pockets. So that is why I've never done any of those. Will that change in the future? Maybe. But that's kind of where we're at. Real quick, Pierre, thank you for the $5 super chat. Really appreciate that. Said I purchased a long-range Model S a week ago. If I don't see a horizontal screen, I'm canceling. Gamble $100 for a refresh. Yeah, that's what we did.
And we kind of talked about that earlier. I don't think you're gambling too much because basically you'll either be locked in at the previous price and you'll get the new vehicle. Hopefully it has that horizontal screen you're wanting. And if the car changes too much and they do try to change the price and say, well, your order doesn't count because the car has changed, they're going to have to give that money back or let you apply it to a new one.
And the great thing is if for some reason there's no refresh, nothing whatsoever, which I do not believe in the slightest, you lose $100. Which, don't get me wrong, that sucks. But, I mean, we've been very fortunate enough with like our Tesla stock and everything. I'm not too worried about giving Tesla an extra $100.
Yeah.
I'll throw that their way.
But, you know, like we forgot to mention earlier, but another thing, Elon did send out a memo right before the holidays, and he was telling his employees that, you know, it's time for a refresh.
Yeah.
So,
somebody said, I have a Raven 2020 Model S. Trade-in value is around $50K. Do you think I should trade it in for the updated Model S? I live in California. I would say maybe try selling it privately. $50K seems kind of low.
Yeah, I'm surprised for a Raven. Yeah. I think especially, I would check and see, but definitely, you know, wait and see what they would say exactly, you know, because I think those quotes are only good for like 30 days. So you might wait until it gets closer to seeing when the refresh is, see how much it's worth. If you can't, then try going to like CarMax or you know, AutoNation, some of these other places, and see what they would offer. Or like Eric said, sell it privately because we've been able to do pretty good selling them privately.
Yeah, and I mean, as far as do we think you should trade it in for an updated S, it's really up to you and what works best for you.
But also, what do you need? It's just like, you know, I still have a 2017 S100D. It's almost the same as it's not a Raven. It doesn't have the range of a Raven, but almost everything else is the same. The air suspension is it's not as good as a Raven, but it's not worth paying, you know, $100,000 to upgrade, in my opinion, just to get a different air suspension or a few more miles. But if this new car is going to be totally refreshed, then it might be worth considering.
Yeah. Let's see. Somebody asked, have we seen the Model Y crash test? Yes. Wow, it looked basically like the Model X did.
It was like on its side. Yeah. It was like on its side. You should pull that up. But they pushed it into like some sand or something. It was like on its side, and it looks like the mirror broke or something, and then it flipped back over. So that just shows that with the center of gravity on Teslas, just because of the weight of that battery down there, it just really helps keep them safe. And that's not to say it's impossible to roll them over, but it's cool to see on these crash tests and accident tests that they do that it's so stable and, you know, bottom heavy or whatever.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull that video up real quick. Give me one sec.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me...
For those who haven't seen it,
Okay. So, here we go. Actually, let's just make this full screen.
It's like on a sled, and they just kind of push
so it's on a sled, and it just immediately stops.
But look at that. I mean, it is like 90 degrees, and then it just falls right back over.
But that's exactly how Model X looked, too. which is pretty
And
fascinating.
look at the crumple zone too overhead,
Yeah.
like that, how it just wraps around.
Yeah.
I mean, this is straight on, so that's going to be different depending on what angle you hit it at. But that just shows how much of a crumple zone it has because there's not much in the frunk.
Yeah. And then look at this. Actually, that was a good shot. Good comparison right there. Oh, where were we? Oh, I missed it. There we go. Now, this is a Lexus, but look at that giant dent on the Lexus, and we got a little baby dent on the Model Y. Just a little baby
And we've
dent.
seen that, like you said, with the X and stuff too in the past,
Yeah.
where it's just like barely goes into the cabin.
Yeah. I love watching those crash test videos, though. Not going to lie. Let's see.
That brings up something about the refresh. So
yeah.
some people are saying, well, do they have to do new crash tests and stuff on that? But if they still keep the same frame and stuff, then if they're just changing stuff here or there, they don't
The
necessarily.
interior, though, they
do
might
that.
have to.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Yeah. Let's see. Did they update the price of the Powerwalls to $7,000? Yes. So they actually increased them by $500. Somebody pointed that early in chat. So unfortunately, yeah. Roger said Taycan is ugly. More basic versions with aero wheels. I mean, it's parts of the Taycan I think can kind of look dope, but for the most part, I mean, it doesn't like scream by me. I tried, but it doesn't scream by me. We'll say that. Let's see. Otis said, this is why I'm building my own DIY Powerwall with 18650 cells. Wow. I mean, if you do that and you YouTube it, send me a link. I would love to watch. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Let's see. Any interest? Oh, what?
So I know that there are some other companies that do make that make the 4680 cells, or at least Tesla's been talking with other ones. But
Yeah. Yep.
Be interesting if you could get a hold of those and do your own Powerwall.
There you go. Lex Max said, any interest in the Rivian truck? You bet. I think it's a dope alternative.
It looks very nice.
We've checked it out in person before.
I didn't see it.
I saw it in person.
A lot of cool features.
And I thought it looked really nice. It had a lot of cool things going for it. But I have not been able to check one out in person yet. It's killing me slowly.
And it still doesn't have a supercharger network, so...
True.
Though they do have some plans to build it out, and they're going to put some, fast charging in some really remote locations, which sounds cool, but I don't know how they're going to make any money off of those. So I think they're doing it for the publicity, I guess.
Yeah. Somebody asked, can Model Y long-range rear-wheel drive come with a 4680 battery or cell with over 400 miles in this year? No. I mean, maybe Tesla has enough to support S and X for 4680, but it's going to be a long time until they can get battery capacity ramped up to do that for 3 and Y.
Yeah,
and I don't even know if they truly need to. It's really a balance of finding that sweet spot for what range people need. Now, like David was talking, with the Model S we still have, it gets about 330 miles
a little
still.
bit less, yeah.
And we have zero problems with that.
Yeah, so while it's cool to hear about 500 miles, 600 miles, it's like 300 miles is still really good.
Yeah.
And, a lot of these other competitors are like 200 miles, a little more limited, especially in colder weather. If you're going into the wind, then you might only get 100 or 150. So it's nice to have the extra range, but 300 to me is a good spot. 330.
I agree. I think 300 to 400 is a good sweet spot for mass appeal.
Because also too, you're not going to drive. Most people aren't going to want to drive 400 miles without stopping.
Exactly.
I mean, I've done trips in the past when I used to have a gas car, and I would drive 250 miles, get gas, and drive another 250 miles. But then my legs were always really tired. I can barely walk when I got out of the car. It's nice with the supercharger. You drive for maybe the first
couple
charge.
hours.
The first charge is, usually start with 100% charge, and you can go maybe 3 or 4 hours in the first one, but then you kind of go a couple hours after that, and you get out of the car a little more often, and I just feel more refreshed. So it's like, it'll be nice to have bigger ranges, but you're still going to have to stop somewhere to go to the bathroom or get something to eat.
Yep. Amy asked, if I drove like a hooligan, I can neither confirm nor deny. Let's see. A lot of people saying car elevator. That's a dope idea.
Yeah, we should have thought about that. We'd have to do some excavation, and then we have some really rough.
I mean, I'll tell you right now, a car elevator is not happening with this garage update.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not
but we might
ruling
still have
it out in the future.
But we might still have an elevator in the garage, so not a car elevator, but might have an elevator.
Let's see. Somebody asked if we think Model Y will ever get air suspension. Monroe seems to think that it could, and I kind of agree with him there. I definitely think Tesla could eventually, and I would like to see that. But they still do need to keep a difference between the Y and the X. Otherwise, they're going to kill X. So I could also see them not doing it. Let's see.
There's still a few other benefits to the X. You know, it's definitely bigger, more range, and more car room, more towing capacity. So it's, but for the price difference, yeah, if they start adding everything to the Y, it's not going to justify that price difference for the X.
Yep. Carolyn said, would you get a made in China Model Y? 100%. I've been to China. I have seen the 3s that have been built there. I have not seen Model Ys that have been built there, but I didn't find anything wrong with the Model 3s, and I don't really see any issue getting one. The only downside could potentially be that other battery supplier.
Yeah,
that's the only downside.
Yeah, we don't know, and I think Tesla is still getting up to speed on that too. Where like the new battery chemistry from that other supplier is different than what they're used to, and so they're kind of being safe with it. And I don't think it can charge as fast as the others that they build themselves.
Jason said 500,000 subscribers, give away an SR Plus. I mean, I definitely think we could do it at 1 million for sure, no problem.
Yeah, so
I mean, you can quote me on that. We can get to 1 million. We'll make it work.
Somebody else said that we could give away a share of stock.
I saw that.
It's hard to give away a real share of stock because there's to transfer it and stuff. But maybe we could say we'll give away the value of a share of stock on this day or something like that, and that would be something that you know, we could do.
Yeah.
That's a little more affordable.
I mean, this could shoot me in the foot real bad, but I'm going to say if we hit 1 million subscribers, we give an SR Plus away, no problem.
Maybe more than that.
Maybe more than that.
But yeah,
I mean,
but it'll be a while.
Spread the word.
If that happened this year, I'd be happy with it. If it takes a few years, then we'll still do it.
Spread the word. Let's get to 1 million and give away some Teslas, guys.
Yeah.
Let's see. What do you think of Tesla's new battery video? So we've been covering that a lot. I think it's more indication that some 4680s are going to be hitting real soon.
Yeah. I see Jiangtong12315 says the quality for S and X is just too bad. It depends. We did a video last week. We've owned 12 Teslas over the last 5 years, and we've really had no major problems. Some of them had a few issues when we took delivery, but other cars have been totally perfect, and none of the issues that we've had have ever prevented us from driving the car. So, you know, it just depends. You're never going to have, nobody's 100% perfect. So while you do hear about cars having problems, those are the people that speak out, that complain.
There's also Fords and GMs and everybody else.
Everybody has problems.
It's how you fix and rectify the problems in my eyes.
Yeah.
And kind of based on that video, I wanted to say something that I didn't make clear in that video. I put it as a comment, but I want to make sure everyone's clear. Someone was saying that it's because we're YouTubers, we get cars that they've looked over a bunch first. But most of our recent cars, and a lot of them actually, were ones that we ordered, and then we ended up taking an inventory car to get it earlier. So they weren't assigned to us until literally when we were picking it up. So the fact that some people were thinking it's because they were giving us perfect cars or cars with very minimal problems, they had no idea that car was destined for us until last minute.
But go back and watch that video. It was like a week ago. But yeah, they're not all perfect. Some of them have been perfect, no problems. But the problems we had were very minor. Like the chrome trim was at the wrong angle, and it just takes minutes to fix it. So while they might not be 100% perfect, it doesn't take anything to fix it. And Tesla has fixed all of those issues. Yeah. And if you buy a car, Tesla will fix them as well. You just have to report them on your due bill.
Yep. Michael said, is Tesla inventory making a comeback? Maybe.
Yeah, we're not going to be listing Tesla's inventory just because, you know, when we first launched the website, it's because Tesla didn't have a search really. You know, you can only search by color, battery size, and like location. We made it so you could search by any feature they ever offered. And then after about 3 years, Tesla finally fixed their website so you could search by most of those features. And so it's like, well, we don't need it anymore because Tesla offers most of that functionality themselves.
Yep. Jason said, are door seals covered under warranty? 3 of mine are peeling off, Model 3, 10 months old. They should be. I would definitely fill out a service request.
Yeah, and after 10 months, yeah.
We have a viewer from mainland China here. Thank you so much. They have a 2020 P100D and Neo EC6. The later one feels much better than the P100D. I have actually checked out Neo. Full disclosure, I am a shareholder in NIO.
We both are now.
And
Though you own a lot more than I do.
Anywho, I didn't mind the NIO. I thought the build quality was great. They even tried when I was in Shanghai. They were like, "Yeah, take it for a test drive." Like, super nice. Unfortunately, it didn't work out at the time because I just didn't have a lot of time. And I want to make sure, like, I contact my insurance, make sure that I have coverage because God forbid something happened. But
I think too.
I don't think NIO is a really bad option.
Yeah, but also when comparing those two cars, you got to look that the NIO is a brand new car, brand new model that it's been out really recently.
Maybe compare the NIO to a refresh.
Yeah, if this refresh S and X comes out, then do the comparison. But yeah, currently the S is a little like long in the tooth. It's been out for a few years. It's still a really nice car. It's still better than most other electric cars out there. But yeah, when you're comparing it to something brand new from NIO, it might be missing a few features.
Yep. Jose said, wish list for the X. I want to see new interior. I want to see a horizontal screen. I want to see some exterior.
Over 400 mile range.
Over 400 mile range.
I still want a second screen if they're going to have the horizontal screen. I still want a second screen or a heads-up display.
Yep.
Be neat if it had some cool new Autopilot hardware. We're seeing that there's going to be 3.2 hardware, whatever that means. We don't know, but something's changing.
Yeah. Let's see. Matt said the 4S Taycan did almost 300 miles of a trip at 70 miles an hour. But, like, most trips are longer, or I go faster than 70 miles an hour. When allowed.
Yeah, it depends on where you live and what the speed limit is. Yep.
Yeah, but I know, like, when I go through Utah and everything, that speed limit jumps up to, like, 85.
Yeah.
And most people are
80.
going...
Well, maybe it's 80 and you go 85, but yeah.
Whatever.
It's at least 80.
I go the speed limit. And, I mean, yeah, that once you really hit above 70, that's when you'll see a more decline in your range.
Yeah, definitely.
John, thank you for the $5 super chat. Really appreciate that. Said, giveaway and meet and greet rib dinner with a tequila shot. Tequila for everybody. If you're of drinking age.
Yeah, we used to do a lot of meet and greets and stuff. The past year it's been, trying to keep some social distance, so we haven't seen as many of our fans as in the past. But yeah, hopefully later this year we'll be able to do that. Especially once we get the roadsters, we're definitely planning on doing some road trips around the country and see people at superchargers and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we had a ton planned for 2020, as most people did.
A lot of it got put on hold. It's just...
A lot of it was either put on hold, canceled. 2020, don't get me wrong, I still had a good year, all things considered. My family and friends, and hopefully you all are doing well still. But there was a lot we had planned for 2020 that we just couldn't do, unfortunately. And it was a bummer because some of those opportunities will never come again. And they were canceled. And it's life. Got to make the best of it with what you're given. And we'll... move on from it, and hopefully once everything is settled down, we'll be able to do some of those other things. I can't exactly say what everything was, obviously, but it would have been fun. Let's see. Chris said the Aptera that is promoted by Sandy Monroe will supposedly get a 1,000-mile range. That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, it is a small vehicle. It's only got 2 seats, and it's very, very aerodynamic. Some might even say to a downside of it, but I'm interested to check it out and really play around with it. Let's see. Tony said, can you please say my name? Tony.
Hi, Tony.
I aced it. Let's see. Sorry, I answered a lot of these.
Hi, Tony.
There you go.
It's like, hi, Tony.
Some people are saying the Chinese factory has better build quality than in the U.S. I mean, I wouldn't mind getting a made in China Tesla in general. I don't see any
It is nice though that we
downside
can
to
buy
it.
American-made cars though.
Oh yeah, you bet.
And hopefully
But like I know some people are like, hey, if it's exported from China to my country, I don't want to buy it because it was made in China. I don't feel that way at all.
Yeah, I don't have anything like concerns about the quality or anything like that. But it'd be just nice. I think it's more efficient, especially Elon would agree. That's why they're building factories on each continent, is that it's a lot cheaper if you don't have to ship it halfway around the world. Yeah. And so I don't think they're going to be building cheap cars in China and shipping them here, because then it's going to have to pay for shipping and wait months for them to arrive.
Yeah. Let's see. Someone said maybe if they make the Model 2, that would still be an amazing giveaway at a lower cost. I mean,
that's an idea.
Yeah, I'll see what happens when we hit 1 million, but I don't see any reason why I couldn't do an SR Plus at the very least. Obviously, we would have to get some lawyers involved because giveaways, raffles, etc., and legalities.
Raffles,
but we would make it happen.
It might not be a real raffle because you have to have some special permit to have raffles. But actually, Colorado just had a new law about raffles this year, and that you don't have to wait like the 5 years or whatever. So it might be possible now. Yeah.
Well, I will have the lawyer and the attorneys get right on it. I mean, I think we still have a little ways until we can give one away. But hey, if you guys want to see one given away at 1 million, spread the word, and we'll do it. Let's see. You can call me Chris. Thank you. I will do that. Sorry. How do you pronounce your name though? Just curious. If you can drop that in chat, that'd be appreciated.
Who's Chris? Or who's saying that?
Someone in chat.
Okay.
Let's see. Station 240 said, what would happen if all those 4680s are for Tesla semis? I would buy a Tesla semi.
That's a good point,
but there's also another point. What if they're for the Roadster?
Yeah. Because, I don't think they're going to do the double stack batteries like, the prototypes or whatever. Like that.
So...
And they're not going to sell a lot of Roadsters. And also, we have heard that they're going to start ramping up production on the semi. But, I don't think they're going to be doing tens of thousands of those.
Yeah.
So hopefully they would have enough for both the S and X and eventually the semi.
Yep. Amy said, is it just me or does the Performance Model Y just look way better than the long range? I mean, you're not wrong. But you can get a lot of those things, like the red brake calipers, you can technically paint aftermarket, save a lot of money. The spoiler, you can get aftermarket, save a lot of money. What else? That's really pretty much it, besides the rims, which I don't even use.
You can buy the badge underline. And
you can buy the badge, so really, you could make yours look like a Performance for a lot cheaper. Let's see. Jason said, if Sandy Monroe doesn't get a good car, I don't think any YouTuber will. Yeah, I mean, he does the same thing. They probably buy it under like a different name. They probably do make sure that they don't know where it's going because that would be deceiving. Speed limit. Have a great night, guys. See you on the next live stream. Bye. Have a good evening. Let's see.
I'm way behind. I don't know where.
Yeah, I'm a little behind here. We're kind of making some headway.
Oh, there's the Chris. Okay.
Let's see.
Oh yes, Ted says when Tesla wants to attack the German market, they need a smaller car like BMW i3. So that's why it might be like that M2 or whatever, the made in China version that's going to be smaller than the Model 3. That's definitely something I think that will be really popular in Europe. Just because, like we talked about in the past, the streets in many European cities are really narrow. So it'd be nice to have something, especially a hatchback, because hatchbacks are really popular in Europe as well.
Yep. Do you have any other questions? I see Noam commented. I remembered your name. Pretty proud of that. Someone said we should do a live. Oh, she also said we should do a live stream for fans. Zoom. Sorry, a live Zoom. I actually downloaded Zoom, looked at it. Maybe eventually.
Is there a limit on
But I
how
think
many...
it caps it at 100.
Some of them can do to like 250, but we should check and see that.
So when I looked, it was like capped at 100 unless I paid like a crazy amount for like.
And it wouldn't be something we do
license.
regularly, I guess.
But I mean, it's not off the table. Anything could happen.
So yes, okay, I see Stefan Pontu mentioned that, we're mentioning that with a bigger range, you got to take into account like cold weather and phantom drain, stuff like that. Yeah, so it's always good. Yeah, we always recommend getting the biggest battery possible. But, eventually they're going to have the technology. You could do 1,000, but you don't really need 1,000 because even then, with a 500-mile battery, you're still not going to go 300 miles. Well, you might go 300 miles without stopping, but I don't think we need much bigger than that.
Yeah. The nice thing though with the bigger battery, and that's why we recommend it, is it future-proofs you.
But also makes it
it makes it so any degradation doesn't matter.
And it also makes it a lot easier on road trips because you can maybe skip superchargers and arrive with a smaller, and you don't have to stay as long. So it's definitely great to have a bigger battery capacity on road trips.
Yep. Jenny said, have you heard of any rental car companies offering Tesla? And I see some people said Enterprise does it. I actually have rented Tesla before, and it's just been through Turo.
Yeah.
There've been a couple times.
It's hard through some companies like Enterprise because we've tried so many times when we used to travel on trips, and we would reserve a green car, and we show up, and they're like, "Oh, we've upgraded you to a Suburban." To a Suburban, or no. It's like the whole point of us reserving the green cars because we wanted the Tesla, or we wanted to test out some other EVs, and if they give us a Suburban, that doesn't cut it. That's not what we wanted.
So normally, I just go straight to Turo. Not sponsored. Maybe. Hit me up, Turo. Chris said, do you like the new Model 3 center console, or do you miss the old one? I mean, I really haven't had a lot of time to play with the new one, so I don't really want to jump too far. But it's growing on me. There's still some things I miss, but it's growing on me. Yeah. We'll say that.
So Grant said he wishes we would do these earlier in the day, and we're trying to move the times around just to accommodate more people. Sometimes we do them at 6, or it's Mountain Time, so it's 6 p.m., sometimes 5, 4. So we'll try to move them around just to make it so more people can hopefully attend at different times.
Yep. Let's see. Roger said 2020 wasn't a total bust. Got to meet Amy and I. You bet. Yeah. I mean...
And we might see them again.
You guys are one of... 2 people that we sold Teslas to that we still keep in contact with.
Yeah.
Everyone else is just like disappeared.
Yeah, they're still around or whatever, but we don't keep touch with them like on Instagram and chat and all that stuff. But yeah, it's nice we keep in touch with like three, yeah. But yeah, and hopefully I know they do have some family down here, so we'll probably be seeing them down here one of these days. Or I told them we'll go on a road trip up to Montana.
I still think Amy needs to take delivery of her Y here.
Yeah, we can show up for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're definitely planning on a trip up to Montana and Canada one of these days.
Yeah. Let's see. But yeah, back to what Grant said. We're trying to like mix up the live stream a little bit. It'll kind of be earlier some days maybe a little later, just so that more people can kind of tune in. The S in China is roughly 120,000. The price range is over the BMW M5 or BMW 5 Series and Mercedes-Benz E Series, but the build quality is really ... My 2014 P85 is better than my new P100D. Oh, wow. That's interesting to hear. Were they still like more hand building in 2014?
There was a lot less volume.
Maybe that has to do with it. But that's sad that it's not as good as it should be.
Yeah, see, Jeff is asking if there's any way to get a Made in China badge for the Model 3. That's an interesting question, and we should research that because...
I already have, and yes, there is. But it's not easy.
Yeah, but even if you can't get a real one, I'm sure that there's some places that would sell similar ones.
Maybe. It's a fine line, because it does say Tesla. So
yeah, but there's tons of people on...
You got to be careful due to copyright and everything.
Okay. Woohoo! Jesus Thanks, Grant. I just wanted to scare Eric, so thanks.
I just saw that pop up, and I didn't even have time to get ready. Oof, I'm going to have a heart attack on live stream.
He didn't even ask any questions.
Grant didn't even ask a question.
Thanks,
Did you forget to type a question, Grant? I feel bad, but thank you for the $15 super chat. Really appreciate that. If you had a question, just drop it in chat. Like, you don't need to do necessarily another super chat, but I really do appreciate it. But man, I almost got a heart attack for $15.
Well, you might.
Wow.
Something else.
Wow. I wish you guys could feel this right now. Holy crap. You know what? Next time I should put on my my watch and monitor my heart rate when those things go off. That'd be fun. Someone asked, can we tweet Elon have solar roof offer for new building construction? I didn't want to build a new house just to tear out the roof. Yeah. I don't know why. I don't know how... And why that's not available for, like, if you're getting a new build, why can't you just have it start with
I think it's just logistics and stuff like that.
Okay.
You know, when we had the garage built here, they said it was going to take like like a month or 2 months, and it took like 9 months. So I can definitely understand Tesla not wanting to try to time that just right, because they would have to show up when your roof was done, but they had access, and that I think logistically would not be something they can do.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Hopefully sometime in the future, because I think Tesla is teaching a lot of other roofing companies how to install solar roofs. So hopefully that's something maybe these other companies will be able to offer.
That would be nice. Steve said creating 1 million burner accounts.
Hey.
I mean, if you can do that.
If you have the time.
Holy crap. Dang. Let's see. From where I charge. Hey. Welcome. He said, good to see you guys. Hope to see you on the track this year. You bet. I'm trying to think when my first track event will be. I don't quite know yet. Oh, no.
No, that's that's. Oh my. Well, we don't have anything. Whoa! That was impressive.
Jesus Christ.
Boy, thanks, Daniel Brewington. He didn't even have a question, but wow, that's a lot of confetti. I should have pointed that more up because now Eric's going to be vacuuming confetti out of his keyboard for...
I think what we're going to start doing is literally the last part of the live stream is just me vacuuming confetti.
Yeah, look at this. Well, actually, what happened on one
Okay,
of the
so those are new confetti guns. I don't like them.
That's a special one. I think we're going to...
I don't like those, though, because it's small confetti. I know, hi.
That was
it's
cool.
Okay.
The dogs always have to come and make sure we're okay after they hear that.
Daniel, thank you for the $20. I was going to game after this, and now I'm going to spend 20 minutes cleaning all this up.
It's funny because on one of our live streams we did one of those, and then Eric accidentally went live while he was vacuuming, and so at the end of the live stream I had already left, and he was here cleaning up confetti.
I accidentally hit the live button, and it went live, and it was just me vacuuming.
You know what's unfortunate?
That's
this one, it looks like it's like shredded confetti.
I know.
This stuff,
I don't think we're using these again.
Oh wow, that's the other stuff is much bigger pieces. That's big, but
this is gonna be such a pain in the butt.
But yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Daniel Brewington.
Thank you.
Wow, but that was a lot louder too. Sorry if that was in the microphone. And sorry, Eric.
So much confetti.
Wow, it's everywhere.
Okay.
Well, with that being said,
well, that was fun. Where are we at, guys? Dang. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Grant for the 15, Daniel for the 20. Really appreciate you guys.
Look at his hair. It's covered with confetti.
Oh no, it looks like glitter.
Yeah. Eric, I think, hates confetti now too. It's yeah. Anyways, back to the Tesla thing. We could catch up here before wrap things up.
But thank you guys for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Let's see.
And let us know if you have any questions, Daniel.
Yeah, Chris said, love the new Model 3 center console so much that I hate the old one with a passion. I mean, I haven't been able to really play around with it. Maybe once I kind of get used to it, I'll do that.
Yeah, it's everywhere. Look at this.
Some people said, well, worth the $20. Yeah, I mean, we need to be careful, I guess, for the volume. Some people said it was really loud.
Sorry. Well, maybe you can mute it. Can we mute it?
Yeah, look at the back of this chair. That is like, that confetti is
that was a lot louder.
Fun.
I was not.
I'm getting rid of
But
them.
look at the size comparison.
I know, I'm getting rid of them.
You have this
like
versus this. It was a lot bigger. So.
Oh, boy.
Well, the thing is, we ran out, so sorry. That's it.
Oh, no.
For today.
Let's see. Kevin said my builder, Taylor Morrison, wouldn't let me deduct the cost of their roof to get a solar roof. They wanted me to deliver a finished home as well. Too bad. Hope this changes. That is a bummer that they wouldn't deduct the cost if you were providing your own roof and like your own installer and everything. Bummer. But hopefully some builders and as well as solar installers will get their act together so that you can just get that to begin with. I have confetti all over my screen.
Yeah, Daniel. Oh, he's the one that just did $20. He was wondering if we maybe beat him for his delivery in Superior. So maybe. Daniel, what are you getting as your vehicle? Let us know. And depends on the date and time. It's possible.
Yeah. Definitely just let us know. Shoot us an email. Linked in description.
We haven't been to a delivery since like last June, so it's kind of like. So who knows? Maybe we'll be getting our own.
I'm over those.
So they must have ordered. I wonder if that means they ordered an S or an X because they're saying February through March. Because I think they did up the timeline so that S or X are now up to February. So it's only less than a month out now.
Yeah. Michael said, "Do you guys know if Model Y will upgrade to an 82 kilowatt hour battery?" Didn't they already do that?
I think.
Or is it just Model 3?
Oh, I thought it was the performance. But
I'll poke around and get some details on that. That's a good question.
But I would think they would do eventually. Yeah, if they're upgrading the 3.
Nugget said, I'm about to build the 4th new house in 10 years. I can't afford tearing out roofs. Yeah. I mean, they just need to make it so that you can get it instead.
Yeah. It'd be nice if the builders offered that as an option.
They should.
I know that in some states the builders are required to have like EV chargers as an option. So it'd be nice if they added, and some places even solar. We've been to some subdivisions here in Colorado where solar is required on every house, and you can upgrade it and put in more if you like. But it would be nice if they had solar roofs as an option as well.
Yeah.
Maybe someday.
And then to pronounce Chris's name, it's Chris Veer Singh.
Yep.
Hopefully I said that right.
Oh, and so Daniel said he's getting a Model X, so that's cool. So it might be
exciting.
So yeah, we've got
maybe we'll change our delivery to Superior.
Maybe.
And we can take delivery at the same time.
Maybe depending on the timing.
Cool.
We'll keep in touch.
Yeah, just keep in touch.
Check it out, Eric. There's confetti like hanging from the sky.
Oh my God, it's everywhere.
It's stuck to the ceiling. Wow. Yeah. Well.
Dude, I need to hire a cleaner. This confetti, like we've had a lot of confetti cannons, and huge shout out to those of you that have gotten confetti.
The super chat stuff.
Super chats.
Yeah, thank you very much.
But oofs. I don't like this confetti cannon. I'm gonna have to go back to the old ones because, yeah.
Oh, John just asked super chat. He said, "Do you have any Tesla dog blankets?" We don't have any. I don't think. Do we have any?
There were Tesla blankets made.
Very
rare. And I've tried to buy some before from people that were like selling theirs, and I just
too expensive.
Too expensive, or it was already sold by the time I saw it.
Yeah.
But they did, and that would be really nice. Our dogs love blankets. I bought her 48 blankets.
Yeah.
On Amazon because she loves them so much.
Yeah, like the fleece, small fleece-like blankets.
Yep.
Just her size, but she loves blankets, and she'll come and like pat you like this when she wants a blanket, or she goes a little whimper like, and that means she needs a blanket. So she loves being under those.
Yeah. Matt said it opens up the builder to timeline issues, and I agree with that. But hopefully Tesla and builders can kind of come up with a plan and make it, because I agree. It shouldn't be something where you have to get a home with a brand new roof, pay for it, and then tear it off.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
That's not great. And it's not just a good use of materials and time. It's just a waste. Hopefully they can figure that out. Let's see. Andrew said, it's been 30 minutes and no one's asked about the supercharger in the back.
It's a real Tesla V2 supercharger from a Tesla store. But yeah, this is the cable. It's probably like 10 or 15 pounds because there's all that copper in there. But it lights up, but is not functional anymore because we don't have the actual equipment that you could use to charge your car with.
But the internals are still there, so that's great. I guess we've been live for almost 2 hours, so we'll probably go ahead and call it there because I have probably another 30 minutes of vacuuming my computer setup and my keyboards. But huge thanks to all those with the super chats. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for the awesome questions. Hopefully we'll be live this week when they announce Plaid.
Hopefully that's this week.
Hopefully it's this week. If not, it should be for the Q4 year-end review earnings call on the 27th, which we will be live for. So we're gonna make that like an extra live stream because some stuff's gonna drop at that one, I bet too.
Armando, sorry.
Oh no!
I'm not a confetti, Armando. So
Armando, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. As soon as I get refills, let me know when you're in chat. Don't super chat though, and we will throw. Oh yeah, there we go. Look. Sorry, we're out.
But thanks again.
You guys used them all. I got to go buy more. But really appreciate all you guys hanging out and everything. Again, though, huge thanks to our channel sponsor, Abstract Ocean. If you haven't checked them out, please do. They really help make all this possible, but they have all kinds of cool accessories for Model S, X3, Y. They have wraps now for the new Model 3 console, and not to mention for the previous one, as well as like matte screen protectors, key fob protectors, all kinds of really cool, useful stuff. So definitely check them out. Using code Tesla Inventory will get you 15% off your first purchase. But yeah, we're going to go and call it there. Really appreciate you guys. It was a great live stream. I had a blast today. A lot of really, really good questions. And I really appreciate that because that makes everything a lot more fun. And I like to make this as interactive as possible.
And if we didn't get your question today, just join us on the next chat, and we'll definitely try to get to it then.
Yep. And once this video gets posted to YouTube, sometimes it takes a little bit for YouTube to kind of go through and actually push it out. If you want, go ahead and add your question there. And I've been going back and answering a lot of questions. But yeah, we'll go ahead and call it there. Really appreciate all you guys. Have a good week, and we will see you hopefully with an S and X refresh update. Bye.